another Monday with Connie. Today, my guest star is Colleen with Grammy Colleen Crochets. How are you doing today, Colleen?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I still feel sleepy, and I've been up since about 7:30.
Uh,
So, and
I
I
had to
still feel sleepy.
so I slept in. I literally woke up and it was like 9:26. I'm like, crud. I think I have to go to Connie's today.
Let's see, we have Jennifer and Brittany that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And Anita too. How are y'all and what are y'all working on? You were going to say something, Colleen?
Oh, I just said good morning.
Okay. Oh, I have a joke for all of y'all. I think y'all gonna find this one funny. So, what is Forrest Gump's email password?
What was it? What was the question?
What is Forrest Gump's email password?
Oh.
Do you have any guesses?
Wow, I don't.
The number one, Forrest, and then the number one. So basically, run Forrest one, Forrest one.
That's a good one.
I thought that was a cute one.
It is cute.
Let's see. We have Not Magic that joined us. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And what's your first name? Yeah, I thought we could use a little bit of humor this morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me know what y'all are working on. And so I have finished my amigurumi design, which y'all get to see that tomorrow.
That's exciting.
And I think y'all are gonna like it. And I've now started on a new project. It's an alien amigurumi. This one is, just a pattern I found online. It's not my design. But I think it's cute, and I have the head done, the eyes, the body, and one foot.
It's amigurumi bug.
I have one foot left, both the legs, both the arms, and both the antennas. And hopefully I have enough green yarn. I may have to get some more green. It's going to be close.
Yeah, playing chicken, huh?
Okay.
I
go ahead.
started a bikini for one of the girls last night, and they're only 7 and 9 and 3. So I'm just designing it. It's fun.
Designing can be so much fun.
Well, especially when it's for the little ones. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And like a bikini. How cute is that? Because we have a little swimming pool out here this year that they're going to be able to be in. So, like, literally.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then it'll go in the back, and then kind of doing it like a diaper cover to start with, because the 3-year-old has swim diapers, but then them blue and red, and then I'm gonna put little white stars on the little top. So anyway,
awesome.
It's we can get into, isn't it?
That's too cute. Let's see. Jennifer saying I have water and 3 whips on the go this week. Awesome. Okay, so not magic is Roberta. Oh no, Anita, she's cleaning and itching. She has poison ivy.
Oh no.
Oh, well, I hope it goes away quickly and you get some relief.
Yeah.
And we
baths, right? Isn't that what they say? Like aloe vera, or the aloe baths and calamine and.
Yeah, I know calamine lotion's really good for it. let's see, Tina's here. Hi, Tina. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? And Anita thinks your bikini's adorable.
Oh, thanks. It'll be on them.
And so does Tina. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you tell everyone more about yourself, Colleen, and your channel.
Okay. Well, I started crocheting and knitting when I was about 6. My great grandma, I was always around the adults. And so I was always around the adults. I didn't care what the kids were doing. I wanted with the adults. And so she just started showing me so that I would do something rather than interrupt the adults. And so I started then, and then it was around the time I started having Brandon and Bree, because my kids have a 10-year gap, 10 and 12-year gap in between them. So about the time I got pregnant with Brandon and Bree, I picked it crocheting back up a lot. Well, at that time, a lot of photo studios and stuff were really into the crocheted photo props. And so I made a hammock, a sling, some long pixie hats, and diaper cover. And that went crazy. Like every Tuesday and Thursday, I would have a sale on Facebook. Just what I had made would just go. And so I started making a lot of photo props over and over and over and over and over. I did that for about 5 years. Different things too. But then I just the joy went out of it. So I was doing the same thing. So I started quilting and started painting. And then I got really bad sick because I have autoimmunes. And the last 3 years I've been in a flare. Well, for the last year, I've been able to pick up a hook. And so I just started rebuilding my stash because I had given away everything. Because why keep it if I'm not going to use it? All that. Give it to somebody who needs it. So I started rebuilding my stash, and I made the grandkids blankets. I would always crochet the grandkids something, but that was it. It was just, I was done. But then I just started making more and more and more, started checking out YouTube, and my kids are like, you were all over Facebook. Why don't you just do it on YouTube so that the grandkids can check it out when they're older? Because Facebook, your stuff goes down after a while. So yeah, that's what I did. And my channel it's almost 300 in about
Congratulations.
6. Yeah, I'm 20, I think, away from 300, and then I'll do another giveaway. But I'm definitely into the YouTube now. I have a hard time keeping up.
It's addicting. And
it is, and you have every intention of making that thing, and then pretty soon you're on your own thing doing completely different stuff.
And what's funny is I know I have all these things I want to do, and it's it never seems like there's enough time in the day.
Right. When I was on Facebook, I was a huge designer. Everything was on Ravelry, everything was on Craftsy. I had a testing team. I had someone who proofed it. An editor. I had an editor. All my patterns retired over on Ravelry. So I'm trying to get them to give them back to me so that I can do tutorials, and it'll just be free for everyone. Because that's what I want for my grandkids anyway. I want them to be able to find me and then be able to make whatever I made that, So that's what I'm trying to do. So if I can ever, they know it's me. They know it's my account. I've proven who I am, but they have a hard time with once they've closed it too. You know what I mean? trying trying to get my old computer to work so I can get everything off that drive. Just things I never thought about, you know.
They like making you jump through hoops.
Absolutely. But all my patterns were very easy for beginners because at that time there was a lot of fancy stuff for the photo props. But someone who was a beginner felt very much like they weren't in the game. So I took those fancy things and made them into basic stitches and they looked the same. So everybody could do it.
Awesome.
But
Let's see. We have Julie that joined us. Hi, Julie. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And
that
Tina.
was a long explanation, but that's about me.
Let's see. Tina is working on a shawl for the church group. They are all for different donations. Awesome. And let's see. Okay. So do you have any whips or finished objects you want to show everybody, Colleen?
I could show you my pride blanket. The Ogos behind me I got for like $1.47. Those are for the homeless camp. I've got to do stuff for the homeless camp because I thought $1.47 I can really do some damage with the Ogos, and they're warm, you know. Anyway, I've got this. My daughter is all about the pride, so she told me, my youngest, she's 15. She told me to do it the pink, blue, brown, black, and then the regular rainbow. But it's in the Filet Which Way pattern. No, yes, it is. And I think it turned out really cool. Because, you know, it's the skip 2, or chain 2, skip 2, over 2, you know, every one. So there's that. I took a break on my amigurumis because I was, you know, I'm doing the C ones. But I've really been resting since my surgery last Monday. I can't, it's like, I couldn't get woke up very good.
Oh. So it looks like everything went well with your surgery.
It's fine.
And I love the shawl that you're wearing.
Oh, you know what this is? This is my version of a campground sweater. The hexagon ones.
It's beautiful.
I didn't do that big, you know, on the campground ones, they do the one-way ridge. Well, I did all the way around to bring it around me, just like you would a cocoon sweater.
Nice.
And it's so comfy. The hexagon sweater with that border just makes it feel like a hug.
I love the colors.
Thank you. I wear it around my house. I always have this on. It's almost like a robe that's not too hot, you know?
See here, it's too hot to be wearing a sweater. Way too hot.
Normally it would be here. We would usually be in the hundreds, right? And literally yesterday it was 58 and raining. And it's like we moved to Seattle instead of where we're at.
Because right now it's 89 degrees here, and it'll get hotter.
Oh, you guys are humid too, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We have Crystal that joined us. Hi, Crystal. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And Tina says, it's a simple one from Fiber Spider. It's all double crochet and chains. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Fiber Spider has a lot of awesome patterns.
The Filet Which Way is, spider, and also somebody else has a tutorial also, but this Filet Which Way was so easy. Yeah, Fiber Spider is who I didn't follow the tutorial. I just seen how he set it up, and then you just go. You know what I mean? It's that easy of a pattern, and he explains it that well.
Awesome. Yeah, I love his forest shawl pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I want to do the Virus Meets Granny one.
Have you seen the Virus shawl poncho?
Oh yeah, that's another one too.
That took him a little bit to figure out how to get it to lay down right. I was listening to his explanation, but I'm like, heck yeah, I'm putting that in a poncho. Just it's easier for the kids to do ponchos.
Let's see, we have Christy that joined us. Hi, Christy. How are you doing today? And Kim also. How are y'all doing and what are y'all working on? And Chris, same questions, Chris.
Hi,
let's
Chris.
let's see. Julie says, I am going to start the very easy crochet ripple shell pattern by Bangladesh. I have some of the big balls to burn through. Awesome. Oh, and I think I forgot to read Julie's previous comment. She says her son put her in yarn jail. He says I need to get off my stash and start hooking. And her sister Mary brought her 3 skeins from Wyoming. Her son busted her for the contraband.
Oh no.
It'll all be
Maybe
good,
you
Julie.
could nicely tell your son to mind his own business.
Let's see, where was I? Jennifer says, I've got some rainbow cakes. I need to make me something like what you're wearing, Colleen. Ooh, so she wants to make one like that.
So
That's
two hexagons, you add a little for the back. And then I just did like the snuggle, the border all the way around. And I'm serious. It feels like a hug. All my grandkids love theirs. They wear it as a house coat.
let's see.
Why don't you wear your sweater to school? They say, no, Grammy, it's too comfy. It's for like when we're watching movies or in jammies.
And Kim's complimenting you on your sweater and your blanket.
Thank you.
And let's see. Christy says she tried the Granny Meets Virus, but she hit a wall with it, and he didn't give a stitch count. So if you're able to do it, let us know. Eventually, I want to try it. I have no clue when I'm going to get around to it. I have so much I want to make, and the list keeps growing.
Well, and you're kind of on an Amy kick, it seems like. They grab you like that.
And that's one thing too. I'll get on a kick where I get into making something, then I get on a new kick, and it just depends on where my kicks take me. And Anita says her daughter wants her to make her the Lost Soul shawl. Yeah, that's a beautiful one.
It's really pretty. I haven't ever done that one.
So there's so many gorgeous shawl patterns out there.
Absolutely. There's so much I want to make.
And Kim says, I found some Bernat Mosaic Calypso. It's rainbow, discounted years ago. I'm going to make a pride stuffy amigurumi for my daughter if I have enough. I think I do. Ooh, awesome. Okay.
That it's not, doesn't take a lot, depending on the size of your Amy. I'll show you I thought of one more thing. I made a watermelon spinner.
Ooh, that's
yesterday,
cute.
and I actually even did the little triangle with the little black in it because I'm doing them for over by the garden. So my husband said, how about garden themes? And I was sitting there doing that, and I was going to do flowers, and then I thought, you know what? Those are watermelon colors.
And you know what's funny? I think it was my last live. I shared watermelon patterns.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I caught the theme.
Let's see. We have Sid that joined us. Hi, Sid. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Kim saying she just don't know what pattern yet. Looking. Like I said, there's so many patterns out there. And
Oh
then
yeah.
you start looking, and before you know it, you've spent like 3 hours looking at patterns. Admit
Literally
it.
say to myself, you could be crocheting right now. Quit looking at all these and make a choice.
Admit it. Who has spent hours looking at patterns?
Me.
Let's see. Christy says, same here, Connie. I just finished my third ice blue lace poncho, and I made this for me for a change. Now I have to weave in the ends. Oh yeah, that's the fun part.
Is it
Um,
that you wore on? I don't know if it was a live, but I think it's the one she had on the other day in her video. It's really pretty.
but one thing I find, like when it comes to weaving in ends, especially if you have a lot of ends to weave in, I recommend weaving them in as you go. That
That's
that that way you don't get to the end and you have like a million ends to weave in. Um, but like I've gotten to the point where I'm used to weaving in the ends now, so it don't really bother me as much. Now, when I did that gnome, the coffee gnome, now that one was kind of like with all the ends. Um,
I had the same question too, because I was like, why on earth is she tucking in all those or sewing in all those in?
I'm
But then you
so used,
explained habit and stability. So
because on other projects you always have to weave in the ends. And I'm just used to doing it. And sometimes it does help with holding it in place better too.
yeah.
Especially with like when you're doing a lot of color changes.
Yeah, that makes sense. You
Because
would
I know like
you
that
would
first
not
stitch.
want that to come unraveled because of one thing.
Exactly. And that first stitch of a row tends to be loose.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, habit. And then another thing I could have done too, I could have just left not cut the yarn and left the yarn hanging and
Right.
kept, which probably would have been a lot easier. I don't
Yeah.
know. Sometimes I do things a difficult way.
How we learn, right?
Kim saying her Pinterest folders are crazy full of free patterns.
Oh, yes, a Pinterest folder.
Same thing with my Ravelry library. I have so many patterns saved. Let's see, we have Kathy that joined us. Hi, Kathy. How are you today? And what are you working on? And Tina says, I look at my yarn and expect it to tell me what to make out of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because go ahead.
Oh, Kim just said that she tried that, Tina, but that doesn't speak. Then she moves on to a different yarn.
Because sometimes you're just like, what should I do next? And or trying to figure out what yarn you want to use to make something. And let's see.
Kim says she has over 4,000 patterns saved for
Exactly. It's just
lifetimes worth.
you, you're never going to make all the patterns you want to make.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Let's ask some questions. Okay, so where are you from, Colleen?
Yakima, Washington State. Everybody
Oh,
thinks of Seattle. Just go over the Cascades where there's not supposed to be rain. It's farming and yeah, most people get their apples from the Yakima Valley. Um, Lots of farming and agriculture. There's tons of hops and grapes now.
yeah, and I'm from Louisiana. And go ahead and let us know in the chat where you're from. And let's see.
I've lived in Central Oregon, and then we moved back up because my dad was getting older, and we lost my mom when she was 56 to lupus. And so I just needed to be closer to home.
Oh, I'm sorry you lost your mom.
Oh, thank you. It's hard. Every single day I go to call her. And it'll be 12 years on. But
I lost my mom when I was in the 8th grade. So
you know, I'm sorry. Though.
yeah, it changes everything.
You're just not the same person. You're different, I think.
And you sometimes wonder what things would have been like if like if she wouldn't have passed away.
Yeah.
And let's see. Christy says, I was doing that, Connie, and I ended up frogging a couple of rows. So with certain items, I don't weave in case I have to frog.
Ah, that makes sense.
Jennifer said that she learned from a tutorial for Orrin and Carlos in April. And my chat just jumped big time on me. Kathy says, I'm doing okay today, knitting test sock patterns. Ooh, nice.
Nice, yeah.
Kathy loves to knit socks. Anita says, or how about when you show your family a pattern you found, you're all excited about it, and they just nod their head. Or when you talk to the biscuit about something and you explain it all to him, and then he starts asking you questions, or where you can tell he wasn't paying attention when you told him. Or I tell him my idea, and then he's like, well, how are you going to do this? And I'm like, I told you already.
I have one just like that.
Poor biscuit. I'm picking on him. Tina says, I think maybe I need a display like so many channels have it, where I can see it all at once. And let's see. Sid is from New Hampshire. Jennifer's in the UK. Tina is in Ohio. Kat and Kim are both in Massachusetts. Maybe y'all live close by each other. Anita is in Kentucky. Let's see.
Your lobby or Hobby Lobby clearancing?
I really want to, but the bad thing is our closest Hobby Lobby is 45 minutes, an hour away.
And you don't know.
I don't know if they're doing it. I would have to try to call. And we don't really go to Lafayette that often. So, but I'm I hear everyone getting the deals, and I'm like, well, I want to go to Hobby Lobby.
Our Hobby Lobby is not doing it yet. I was there Saturday morning, which I don't go there, but I went there to make sure. And they were not. So unless they started today, but there was no signs even. It was like.
And that's the thing. And I don't want to go out there if they're not even doing it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you don't know what the selection will be like, even if they are doing it. So I don't know.
Well, I was lucky in May and won a few giveaways, and I don't feel like I really need yarn. You know what I mean? When you have your stash and then you get a couple giveaways, that's good because it's awesome. You can give that much more back, but I got to go through it a little bit before I feel like I can buy more. You know what I mean?
I wish we had a yarn store in my town.
Yeah.
And especially Hobby Lobby with the clearance. And the yarn I always eye is the hand-dyed yarns that they have.
Oh, I know something I can show you. Did he? Oh, he put it way up. Just a sec. Let me grab my spinning wheel. My husband fixed it for me.
Okay. But yeah, Hobby Lobby, I love their hand-dyed yarn. And I love a lot of their cake yarns. They have such pretty combinations.
This is
Ooh,
my Louette spinning wheel. And my husband found it for me. And this part had broke, but he fixed it for me. So I have tons of fiber in the storage where it's protected. I'm thinking I might spin some yarn. But last time I used wool, I broke out. And all the spinning fiber it's BFL sheep or whatever, it's, so I don't know. I'll have to try, but I used to spin every day and dye. So I thought I have to try because he
you
fixed
prob you probably have some type of wool allergy.
probably developed it.
And it might just be like one certain type of fiber where you might be able to do like certain fibers that
Yeah.
are related and not others.
But I used to spin a lot of thick and thin. That was what was popular with the photography props. And then do the hats and stuff out of that. And I could dye it whatever color they wanted. I do have the acid dyes, so they do stay. But it's not something I want to get back into. But it would be nice for maybe a giveaway or like just a happy mail to send somebody some special yarn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. We have Trudy here. How are you doing today, Trudy? And what are you working on? She's from South Africa.
Wow.
And Christy's from New Jersey, but moved to North Carolina in 2009. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's like most of y'all probably, have probably heard me talk about what happened with my mom. She had gotten melanoma, and by the time they caught it, it was too late. So let's see. Kim saying her family has zero interest in her crafts. They roll their eyes at me until they want something.
Yeah.
Oh, so they live about an hour and a half apart from each other. Kim and Kathy.
Oh, that's not too bad if you planned like a yarn store trip or something and a lunch or a coffee.
Okay, Christy's asking what state we're in. Colleen's in Washington, and I'm in Louisiana.
Washington State, not Washington, D.C. Everybody assumed Washington, D.C. And then when you say Washington State, they say, oh, it's cold and rainy. No, it's about 100 in the summer. We get all four seasons.
Exactly, Roberta. That's a lot of gas right now for a maybe on a sale. Exactly. Um,
Yes.
and if you think about what you got to spend on the gas, are you really saving that much money?
Right.
And let's see.
Dana at Wonderlust Crochet just did a thing because she made an order at Hobby for Regina for the grand prize. And when she figured out shipping and how many hanks she had, it was less than $2 a hank. That's with the shipping. So
See, I wish Hobby Lobby would have their clearance like really online.
mm-hmm.
I mean, the prices are cheaper than usual right now online. I'm hoping maybe they'll drop it down more. Maybe I'll look out. Let's see.
Fuzzies.
Roberta says she's experimenting with a few things also.
That's fun.
Kim says she's been crocheting 49 years. Her oldest is 39. She's always been around it. The biggest hater because I'm a hoarder of yarn. Oh, well.
Yarn's beautiful.
But
You could
we
hoard garbage, you know what I mean? Like newspapers that end up being garbage because they're trampled on. Or
But we all have our things. Ours is yarn, and and other people it may be something else that they're into. So we all go overboard on our interests and our crafts or hobbies. Let's see. Tina says, I'm 20 miles away from my yarn shop. Maybe I need extra yarn in case I can't afford to drive there anymore. It's gas prices are sad, and it's only going to keep going up. Wait till
Yep.
the 4th of July weekend.
Between inflation and the gas, and maybe I will just stay home and crochet.
I'm like, if only our town had a city bus.
Bill, we're kind of out in the country enough that we don't have any of the city, privileges. And we have 2 teenagers with driver's license and cars.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Sid says, I saw one video that if you call, they will say no, even if they are. Yeah, that don't surprise me.
Yeah. Bit shush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. As soon as someone finds out, it's like rummaged through. It seems like they'd want everybody to get in there and get it over with. You know what I mean? So they could clean up.
And Roberta saying, I don't think they were supposed to say over the phone. And yeah, they may be told not to. But you would kind of think that like that brings people into the store to shop. And while they're there racking up on the clearance yarn, they might buy other things.
Oh, yeah, especially at Hobby Lobby.
Oh. Sid says, open a little yarn store. If only. Trudy says, I'm busy with a cardigan for my grandson. Awesome.
That's the little people in my life love my crochet. That is absolutely the truth. And that's, if they didn't, I don't know who I would crochet for other than the charities and stuff. But they literally, every time they see a picture, they'll walk over, show me what yarn it needs done with, and think I can do it like that. I'm like, okay, slow down.
And let's see. Tina says hers is 38 and she told me not to make her anything else.
Oh.
Let's see.
My daughter told me stuff animals, so I'm making all those ammies and I'm making a net to put them on. So she can't really say anything about that because they could easily hang them on the wall.
I love the nets with the amigurumis.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kathy's lucky. She's 5 minutes from a Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, that's pretty lucky. Lucky once a year. The rest of the time, I don't know if I could stay out of there.
Let's see. Sid saying, I am homebound. I order my yarn online unless I get lucky and my daughter takes me to Michael's. Yeah, I usually order mine online.
Most of mine's online. And we do have Joann's and a Michael's and Hobby Lobby, but I don't know. I get overwhelmed almost. Like if there's too much. And I don't know, I lose all track, you know what I mean, of where my math is. Am I paying more than I would? Or so I like to have time, put it in my cart, look around, compare prices.
And Kathy saying Michael and Joann's are 45 minutes from her. And let's see. Tina's saying the closest Walmart that is 10 miles away. And Kathy says hers is 10-15 minutes away. See, like ours is just like maybe 5 minutes away, if that. It's real close. What was that?
Does your Walmart have good yarn?
They have pretty good yarn. But I mean, it's basically the standard stuff. Red Horde, Bernat, um, like the Mandelas. They tend to have that.
Yeah, for like $5.97 or something. Usually I can get the Mandelas under $6. But
And
only colors.
so I mean, they do, but like they don't have the selections like Michael's, Joann's,
This
Hobby
blanket
Lobby.
mainstay, except for the brown. But I just went into the Walmart and I grabbed the colors out of their mainstay because it's softened up quite a bit. And I just grabbed the mainstay.
Really, I need to start probably getting the mainstay more.
Well, it's for amigurumis. It's good for, anything really, but I
because
wouldn't wear it. It gets pretty itchy if you know what I mean, in a hat, because it's plastic.
they are coming out with more colors now.
Yes, and they have a new anti-peeling in that it's a little smaller balls, but still it's 5 ounces and it's very affordable too.
See, I want to get some of the Sporkle.
I have some of the mainstay gray sparkle and 2 of the purple sparkles, and I'm gonna work with them and see, how it works before I say anything. But
I love the sparkly yarn.
I do too. Too much.
Let's see. We have Lisa and Ashley that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? Um, let's see. Roberta says, when I worked at Walmart, I was downright giddy when someone bought all the sales stuff. Less to clean up and count. Yeah, Sid's saying Hobby Lobby and Michael's are an hour away from her. Sid says same here, small town, no transportation.
And gas sure makes it hard on those of us that do have transportation. Man.
Trudy. Yeah, it's funny. Before we know it, we're all going to be using a horse and buggy. It's coming, y'all.
We'll either have electric cars or a horse and buggy, one way or the other. It's going to be widespread.
But with electric cars, I mean, there's problems with that too because first, they're not cheap. Then you got to be able, have like the thing to charge them.
My husband says this is the push to make everybody change over to electric cars. Really, behind the scenes, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think we're all ready for that.
I don't either. And okay, like what happens? Like, say you're evacuating for a hurricane. How are you going to charge your car?
Exactly.
I mean, most of the gas stations are closed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, you're only going to have so many charging stations. There's going to be like a huge line for that charging station.
Just like there gets for gas, huh? When people are trying to get out of town or whatever, out of Dodge.
So, yeah. I don't know. That's like, driveless cars. I'm kind of like, I don't know about it. I mean, what about like, one, they can glitch.
Right.
Then what if someone hacks it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
the kind of stuff I think of.
Me too. I do too. I think of all the hacks and stuff that they're already doing, and we're not even leaving it to a car to get us there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And of course, it jumped on me again. I've been noticing that it seems like it jumps more than what it used to in the chat. Let's see. Kathy says our Walmart doesn't have a lot, only one aisle. Yeah, really, the ours is only one aisle. And Kim
Oh,
says, what
did
was
you see
that?
that Flower said that they sell emergency charging batteries?
They might.
Horse and buggy. Yep, that's what we're going to be doing, Chris.
But in the same aspect, then that's another thing that you got to purchase, and they're probably not cheap. It always comes back to it's all about making you spend money.
Yep.
Let's see, we have Melanie that joined us. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? And where did I leave off? Kim saying she loves sparkles. Oh, Sunflower's working on her mosaic blanket, drinking a sweet tea lemonade. Ooh.
Nice. I saw her mosaic last night in her live. She was working on. Very pretty.
Awesome. I love this. Kim says, I think I have more yarn than any of the 6 Walmarts around me. Yeah, Roberta, that's true too. Horse and buggy is another set of problems.
Absolutely. They have to have food and water and a place to go to the bathroom.
They don't go that fast. The horse may not cooperate and overturn the buggy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lisa says, I'm working on a blue stuffed dog for my cousin who is dying of cancer and is on hospice for her 6-year-old daughter. This is my cousin's favorite color and animal. So sorry to hear about your cousin, Lisa. I'll be
Yeah.
praying for her and her family.
We'll pray for her for sure. And her little girl.
Sid says, um, I said 20 years ago we should go back to horse and buggies. And Roberta says, same with gas. What if you run out of gas? And that is one thing too, but normally people can get to a gas station in time.
Usually, yeah.
But I do know, like with hurricanes and stuff, you don't have as many gas stations open. There's the lines. But normally at a gas station, a lot of them have like several pumps though.
Right.
But I mean that can be a problem too. Let's see. Julie saying rolling blackouts, power outages could be a problem. The US has an antiquated power grid. I just think about the problems with the freezer and fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep that fridge and freezer closed as much as you can.
And then there's like, like down south, like our power lines tend to be overhead, where we tend to get power outages more. We're like up north, they tend to be underground.
Right.
And like it's like rare for like New York to have a power outage. But
yeah,
here we get rain, there goes the power.
a lot of ours are still above ground, and yeah, the wind storms will knock them out even.
Let's see. Yornborf. If you type the word drop in the chat, it will automatically drop your channel link. And any of y'all that have channels that want y'all links dropped, if y'all type drop, it'll drop your link. I was like,
Oh,
horseshoes, injuries, grooming, boarding.
they said at least we'll have fertilizer for our gardens. That's funny.
Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Let me go ahead and share the free patterns so I can get that out of the way before I forget to do that. Today, today I decided to do patriotic patterns since the 4th of July isn't that far off. Probably, I think about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So I did.
It's just 2.5 weeks.
So I did a patriotic kick today.
Fun.
Let's see. The first pattern is an Independent Day top hat, and
That's cute.
It's a Lion brand pattern, and I love top hats. I think they're so cool. I've made, I think, 4 top hats now. I've made 2 basic ones that were kind of more for, like, like New Year's ish. Like Frank's was black, mine was pink. Then I made St. Patrick's Day top hat, and I made a Mardi Gras top hat. And eventually, I want to make top hats for like all the holidays.
That'd be so cute.
But I think this is cool. And like if you could find like a maybe like a flag like thing or something to kind of like a flag applique or something patriotic to like kind of put on the side, that would be cool. Okay, and let's get to the next one.
Even stars, applique stars would be, awesome.
Mm-hmm. So much you can do with that. The next one is a patriotic heart gnome ornament by Golden Lucy Crafts, and I think this one's so cute.
Very cute.
I like the little store buttons on it.
He needs to be on the end of a wind thing. A wind streamer, whatever they are.
That would be cute too.
Like for the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
He would be the one on the bottom spinning.
Okay. And this one is a patriotic hair bandana.
I like those.
Yeah, I think these are cute. And I always like the little hair bandanas. And here's another picture where you can see it.
They are so cute.
And
I'll have to make some of those to go with their bikinis.
And this one is a patriotic tote bag. And this one's by Repeat Crafter Me. And I love her patterns.
I do too.
And if y'all haven't checked her out, her website is repeatcrafterme.com. And she has amazing patterns. And then for the last one, and I think y'all gonna like this one. This is Red Heart Betty Ross Patriotic Apron by Yarn Solutions.
Cute.
That would be a fun apron for really any patriotic holiday.
Yeah.
Get your barbecue done wearing your patriotic apron. So those are the patterns that I'm sharing today, and I do have the links all in the description box of today's live. They're all free patterns, and they're all crochet. And let's see, Regina joined us. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And I see Tina has to go. I hope you have a good day, Tina. And let's see. Let's see if I missed anything in the chat. Everyone's talking about horses now.
That's funny.
Let's see. Everyone's saying hello. And everyone seems to have like the patriotic patterns.
Yeah, they're super cute.
Yes, Repeat Crafter Me is awesome. And like, her patterns are free. And, I found some of the cutest patterns from her. And I've made a good
Squares are cute. The gnome squares, I love it.
I've made a few of her patterns, and like I said, I love her patterns. Um, Regina says working on my socks in water. Kim says more freebies for her Pinterest boards. The ever growing list. Okay, so let's see. I'm curious. Have y'all ever tried to crochet or knit socks? And if you have, tell me about like the socks that you've done. And if you haven't, is it something you want to learn how to do? So how about you, Colleen?
I have not knitted socks. I want to learn to knit socks. But I'm just relearning knit. So I can knit like anyone, but I can't purl. So that's a little bit hard, but I'm learning. Crochet, I have not found crochet socks that I like. I mean, I've crocheted tons of them, but just the stitches and stuff just aren't comfortable for
See,
me.
I find socks really look better in knit than crochet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they're probably easier to do in crochet. I haven't crocheted socks yet, but I have knitted socks. But like, knitting I find they also look best with like the number one weighted yarn.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, I love knit socks. Let's see, we have Mindy that joined us. Hi, Mindy. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? You do have a point, Christy. It is hot in July. So it's not as likely to want a big heavy apron. But if you do like a lightweight yarn, it may work out better. But
Yeah.
I know especially in the South, the more clothes on, it's hot.
Yep.
Roberta says knit and crochet socks both. Mindy's working on a Grammy cluster blanket from Ophelia Talks.
Oh, I saw it yesterday. I saw her live where she did the tutorial. I didn't see it and watch it. I just saw it pop up and said, I caught the last part of it, I guess.
Let's see. Kim has to go. I hope you have a good day, Kim.
Have a good day.
Regina says I knit socks and use K the crazy sock. Oh, I think she means crazy sock lady. She has wonderful vanilla sock for 9-inch pattern for knitting and she hasn't done crochet ones. Yeah, that's how I learned socks is the crazy sock lady. The crazy sock lady. Let's see. Roberta says crochet socks are more like cottage socks, a bit bulky. Yeah, they are bulkier.
Yes.
Um,
Slippers.
Now on yesterday's live, there was a cute pair of watermelon socks that I had shared the pattern for.
Knit?
No crochet.
Oh.
those were crochet. And let's see. Roberta saying, the apron could be done in 3 cotton. Yeah, that would be cooler. Let's see. Kathy says, I love knitted socks best, but I have made crochet slipper socks. And Roberta says, I'm actually making a tooth fairy doll for an order. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay. So the next thing I'm curious about is, have y'all ever done corner to corner? If y'all have, what have y'all made with corner to corner? If not, is that something you want to learn how to do? So how about you, Colleen?
Yes, corner to corner craziness. Baby blankets, shirts, big blankets, and then graph gans with corner to corner.
See, I did corner to corner once with I did the little green man scarf for Christmas time. Which that was a fun stitch to learn. Now I did find it took a little while to figure out what to do. Because at first it was kind of like, okay, how is this supposed to go? Especially like the first few rows.
Right.
Figuring out the direction. And then I made the mistake that I was doing the tutorial. It was Fiber Spider's tutorial that I did. And whenever he started closing it off, I didn't catch that I was supposed to keep going until my desired length. So I started closing it off, and I'm like, so I'm thinking I got to keep doing this and connect them. I'm like, how do I connect them? But then I asked a friend for help, and she was like, no, you got to keep going.
Yeah.
But now one that I think has an excellent tutorial for corner to corner, and she did this tutorial after I learned the stitches. Barbara with Crochet Therapy. She has like a Christmas scarf that she did, and I find she showed it really clear what you're supposed to do. Where I did find with corner to corner, I kind of had to combine patterns to figure out.
It depends how you want it to look, right? I mean, some people do the chain 4 to start, some do chain 6. So it depends on how big you want your gaps. But I like it less gappy. So, but yeah, the only thing I really have to watch when I do corner to corner is my decrease. I get off on my decreases somehow. It goes way down way fast, or so I just have to pay attention.
Let's see. Roberta says my daughter would love the watermelon socks. Yeah, my live from Saturday, I shared that pattern. It's in the description box. And Roberta also says corner to corner, yes. Corner to corner graphs, love them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think they're gorgeous, like the graph gans. That's something I eventually want to learn how to do. It's a graph gan. Christy says, I tried it, but I thought it took too long. Wasn't a fan. Mindy said,
the blankets and stuff make up so fast. Like I was kicking out 2 baby blankets a day, just crocheting corner to corner. And then, of course, I'd put a border on it and whatnot.
And Mindy says, I have not done corner to corner, but would like to learn. Like I said, I recommend Barbara with Crochet Therapy tutorial. And she did it with a Christmas scarf. It wasn't this past Christmas. I think the Christmas before, I think is when, she did that tutorial. Roberta says that first block is confusing.
Yes.
Because like at first it's like the thing wants to kind of like turn down. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, okay, how does this go? But once you get the hang of it, it's easy
and quick.
And it's like the triangle thingies point up.
Mm-hmm.
And Kathy says, I made a corner to corner subscribe pillow once. Never again. It came out wonky. And let's see. Christy's saying someone said that Jada and Stitches has a great tutorial for corner to corner.
I know there's a lot of them. Some of them show, you know, exactly where to put your stitches, and that tends to help when you're not sure.
You know what, Roberta? I'm just realizing. You're Roberta, the gnome queen, huh? It was like at first I was like, huh, you have the same name as Roberta, but I thought you were a different Roberta. And I'm just noticing your picture and I'm like, you're the same Roberta. So are you starting a channel? Since I noticed you're now called Not Magic. Let's see. Ashley says, I was on another tab. I've never made them, but think Reggie's J-hook crochet socks patterns look lovely and comfortable and almost as good as knitted socks. So that's another one that y'all can check out.
Sure.
Anita says, I've never tried it because I've heard it's a yarn eater. Yes, certain things with crochet or yarn eaters. I mean, I didn't really notice a big difference, but I've only done the one thing in corner to corner.
Well, the Mandela baby is 500 and something yards, and that will make a 30 by 30 corner to corner. So that's a pretty good size. And the Filet Which Way does the same thing with the Mandela cake. It like uses it perfectly up for the baby ones. The other ones only have like 300-ish, but the Mandela babies are 500 and something. That's how I kind of gauge how much it eats up. You know what I mean? On baby blankets, you can try different stitches and see.
I don't pay that close attention to how much yarn is eaten up versus doing something else. I mean, I do notice a difference between knitting and crochet, but I haven't paid that close attention to like different stitches in crochet.
Doesn't knit use a lot less?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Let's see. Ashley says, I love corner to corner, but I want to learn it in stitches other than double crochet.
They have it in moss stitch and all different ones. I know. I would suspect anything that you could do the multiples and be done with that stitch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And let's see. Roberta saying, my first try at corner to corner, she was deathly ill with double pneumonia. That was fun.
Oh, no.
Sorry you had to go through pneumonia. But yeah, you've been a little sneaky today, Roberta, trying to hide that you were Roberta, the gnome queen. So if you are starting a channel, let me know because I'll give you a shout out if you do start one, Roberta.
Oh yeah, and I'll get over there and like and watch the playlist as she gets them, and you know, we help each other out.
Let's see. Roberta says she did a lovey in corner to corner granny. Nice. And Anita says the feather stitches, the only stitch I've noticed a big difference in the yarn usage. Mindy says it's her nap time. Have a good nap, Mindy. And when you wake back up, I hope you have a fabulous day.
Yeah. Have a good nap.
Roberta says, I've even knitted corner to corner.
Oh, that's cool.
And Ashley says, I wouldn't call corner to corner as bad a yarn eater as bean stitches or puff stitches. Yes, puff stitches is a yarn eater. Because whenever I was doing my shawl that I designed,
Mm-hmm.
those stitches, it's like they took up a lot of yarn. Really, Roberta? I think you should call yourself the Gnome Queen. And we also have Sue that
Ew.
joined us. Hi, Sue. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Uh-oh, the aliens got Colleen. Hopefully she comes back. I'll go ahead and make a few announcements. Okay, there she is. Yeah, let me make a few announcements before we get to the next question. Um, so Wednesday, I'll be doing the Southern Crocheters live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. It'll be on my channel this month. Me and Barbara with Crochet Therapy. We do it the third Wednesday of every month. This month the topic is yarn, and we will be showing a little slideshow with everyone's gnome make, since last month our topic was gnomes. So if y'all haven't gotten y'all gnome pictures in, get them to me by the end of day Tuesday, so I can, get those included on the live. Also, the finished projects video is supposed to be on the 15th too. um, More than likely, it's going to get pushed back to the 16th since I go live the same day. I don't know if I'll, be able to get the video ready in time for the 15th, but I need, if y'all want y'all pictures on that video, get them into me by the end of tomorrow too. And then the 22nd, I believe, is the pet video. Yeah, 22nd. So send me y'all pet pictures too. And I think that's pretty much it going on when it comes to announcements. Things are kind of quiet right now.
Yeah.
They'll be changing though.
What Sunflower said?
Let's see.
You should do an animation with the aliens for when somebody falls out the window.
That would be cute. If I could find a way to kind of do that, I may have to do that.
It happens enough, it would be awfully cute.
But it's if I can find graphics or and all that I can use, and and if I can get creative enough with it. Let's see. My next question I have for y'all is, have y'all ever done a virus shawl? And if y'all haven't, is that something on your to-do list? So how about you, Colleen?
Yes, I did 2, I want to say 4 summers ago. And I sent them to my mother-in-law, who's in a home, and in Pennsylvania, and she gave one to her neighbor, and she kept one.
See, I did my first one a few months ago. So I have now made a virus shawl, and I love the look to the virus shawl. I really do. I think they make beautiful shawls. Let's see. Roberta's saying, but the Gnome Queen is your pet name for me. Yeah. And Sue says, I finished my mom's shawl and I thought I would stop in. Awesome. I'm so glad you stopped in. And I would love to see the shawl, a picture of the shawl. Let's see.
Shawls are so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Roberta says, I have never done a shawl, but have made a virus stitch lovey. Awesome. Or that's another thing too. If you've done something else in the virus stitch, let us know that too. Regina says, nope, would like to try it someday. Anita says it's on her to-do list. Ooh. Sue says, isn't the virus shawl hard to do? I didn't find it was. You have, I think it's like about a 6 row repeat. I'm not sure exactly how many rows. Because I was a little worried at first if it was going to be that hard, but it's basically like you're putting double crochets. Like you do a multiple double crochets. You might be chaining, skipping stitches. Um, but I really didn't find it that bad. And Fiber Spider has a really good tutorial on it. He made it easy. Ashley says, I have not. I have only made one shawl in my entire life, and I haven't finished it yet. It's a Count My Blessing shawl. Oh, Ursula shawl. Yeah, that's a beautiful shawl. Roberta says, never had anyone in my life want a shawl. Roberta, shawls are beautiful.
I have a friend going through breast cancer, and I made a corner to corner pink shawl, and then like a triangle shawl, and then I put the border on it that turns and it looks like breast cancer ribbons for the edge. It was kind of neat.
Cool. Let's see. Roberta says, I love doing my lovey once I got the pattern down.
Yeah.
I have done loveys.
That would be such a cute lovey.
Christy says, I couldn't get it. Then I watched Jonah Martinez channel, and then it finally clicked in my head. Yeah, Sue says Fiber Spider explains things very well. And before I did my first virus shawl, I was asking everybody what tutorials they recommend, and pretty much everyone said Fiber Spider.
Yeah.
Christy says, I love making shawls and wearables. Awesome. Roberta's lovey had a lion head. It makes me think of that Katy Perry song, where they say, "Want to hear me roar?"
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. My next question I want to ask is, have you ever done cables in crochet or knitting? Um, and is that, if you haven't done it, is that something you want to learn how to do? So how about you, Colleen?
I've done cables and hats in crochet. A cable that ran clear around and then kind of flapped over, and then a button. But yep, so I've done that. Not
For
in
me, for me, I I love cables and knitting. I think they're beautiful. I've done them before, and at first it was like I was intimidated by them. It's my first beanie I made with cables. I'm like, what am I getting myself into? But I was so shocked how easy it really was. Um, then with crochet, now I have done the arrow stitch, which is a form of a cable stitch, but I think that's the only stitch that I've done so far in crochet. That's a form of a cable stitch, but I do want to learn how to do the cable stitches, and eventually I'll learn them.
Yeah. They're all done a little different too. The one I did, you ended up reaching over and bringing it through the other stitches, and then they would stand up and cross, So
And
it
then
was pretty.
now I have done the Celtic weave stitch, but I don't know if you would really consider that a cable stitch.
Right.
Christy says I had watched Mikey's tutorial on fiber spiders but the one that Jonna did worked for me. Awesome.
So funny how different people just click.
Uh-huh. And that's the thing. What works for one person may not work for another. Sometimes you got to combine tutorials to figure out how to do something. Um, let's see. Ashley says, no way, too intimidated so far. Regina says, so of course I couldn't do normal. It was port gold and port chocolate brown. Sue says, no cables yet, but I do want to learn. Regina loves cables. The best crochet tutorials for cables is Bonnie Bay. Oh, Bonnie Bay. Oh, she has a lot of good tutorials, a lot of beautiful pattern tutorials. Yeah. I love Bonnie Bay. Let's see. We have Michelle that joined us. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing today, and what are you working on? Roberta loves cables. Roberta and cables sitting in a tree. Right. Okay, I'll behave. So the next question I have is, what are some of y'all favorite channels that has pattern tutorials? And I know everyone's gonna say Bag O' Day, but
I have not made one of her patterns yet.
But besides her, I don't know of anyone that won't say Bag O' Day. But what are some of y'all favorite pattern tutorial channels? And y'all might also let us know, like, maybe they're your favorite for like shawls or something, or like mosaic. Like, kind of let us know what tutorials they do that you really like. So how about you, Colleen?
I'm gonna say Crochet Rocks, Tracy. She does a lot of swatches and stuff and shows you how different yarn makes up. And then I really like her drop stitch patterns, because like she'll do a granny square, but she'll drop that middle stitch and it causes the fabric to have less holes. It holds together better. So I really like how she'll take basic patterns and drop a stitch, and then all of a sudden you have a completely different look. She's one of them.
Like I was just saying, Bonnie Bay Crochet is one. Yeah.
I like Pamela. Also,
Adore Crochet.
Mm-hmm. Just the way she explains things, she's just so calm, and
And let's see. Tiffany Hansen has some good tutorials. Yeah, Roberta saying crochet therapy. Yeah. Barbara does some good ones. I'm trying to think of Fiber Spiders one. I love Morley Bird. She has.
I do. Yeah.
Now, I don't think I've done any of her crochet ones, but I definitely love her knitting tutorials. I know there's so many more. My mind's kind of going blank. But
Linda has a knitting tutorial that's very good to follow. It's like traditional knitting, so English knitting, I guess, and shows different cast-ons and cast-offs and stuff.
But
I don't know, I go blank.
And normally what I do is, when I'm looking for something, I just kind of search, and then I kind of check out what I see coming up on the search.
Yeah.
But I know I'm forgetting some. Let's see. Roberta says, Fiber Spider, and Crochet Crowd, and Crochet Therapy.
My grandpuppy's getting his loves.
Aw, so cute.
It's Kaiba. Kaiba.
Hi,
Our
Kaifa.
grand- But they can't keep him because they're in an apartment.
Aw.
So, the girls have to get rid of their puppy if we can't keep it here.
Colleen's channel is called Grammy
Colleen Crochets.
Yeah, I'm getting confused now. Let me get Grammy Colleen Crochets.
Yeah.
And if one of my moderators could drop Colleen's link, that would be amazing. And her channel link is in the description box of today's live and also pinned to the top of the chat. And if y'all haven't checked Colleen out, I highly recommend it.
Or coming. I just have to get busy with it.
Let's see. Anita says, I love Tracy and Hooked by Robin. Yeah, Tracy is Crochet Rocks.
Yeah.
And let's see. Sue says, I have watched everybody, but I like foreign language videos with subtitles, and I'll learn more stitches that way. See, like I can't do that. I don't like subtitles. It's like if
it forces her to pay attention more or something, because she's reading it.
Because it's like I like to. Well, like a tutorial, it may not be as bad per se, but like in general, like when it comes to watching TV, I want to be able to listen.
Yeah.
And when it comes to subtitles, it's like I don't want to have to focus on the TV.
I always tell my husband, no subtitles. I'm crocheting. I need to be able to hear it.
But
because he comes in and we watch like one show together at night. Because I'm in the house, but I stay in my room a lot. It's my room. It's got my yarn. It's got my TV and, everything. So when he comes in at night, I always tell him, no subtitles. I'm crocheting. Hey, if you're going to fight, go in the other room. They talk to each other because my buddy is teeny tiny. He's a miniature Chihuahua, and he's supposed to be Pomeranian. He's supposed to be a Pom Chi, but he's just a Chihuahua. But they're so vocal because they're small. They're weird.
Too cute. Let's see. Ashley says, actually, for whatever reason, she finds Bagwade hard to follow along with, even though everyone else loves her tutorials. But, sometimes that happens, where most people, they love somebody, find that they have, but it doesn't mean that everybody can easily learn from the same tutorial.
Right.
We're all different. But Bagwade is amazing. She makes such beautiful patterns, and she whips them out so quick.
Yep.
Let's see. Ashley also says Hooked by Robin is one of her favorites.
I like Hooked by Robin. Yeah.
That's
I
what
kind of do like you. I'll search what it is that I'm looking for, and then I'll see whoever has them, and I'll go to my favorites, and then just go from there. Hey, stop. Goodness.
Let's see. Regina says Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady for socks, Nitty Natty for socks, and Be Hooked. And let's see. Stu says I basically find out the multiples and then learn the stitches.
Yeah.
Sid says when it's in a language I don't understand, I just watch their hands. Mm-hmm. Everyone's saying your dog's cute.
Thank you.
Okay. So it seemed like I'm quite up in the chat. So it's that time to start wrapping things up. Is there anything you would like to say, Colleen?
No, just have patience with me. I've had some medical stuff, but I do intend on putting all my patterns, all of them, up in tutorial form. I got a tutorial arm, so I should be able to get a better angle and stuff. And then if you haven't sub, because I do a giveaway when I get 300 again. I don't know. I just like people that really, I'm there for my grandkids, and the extra people are extra bonuses because I get to share all my grandma's knowledge with everyone, and nobody in my family crochets except for me. So somebody has got to grab a hold of this within the family. And I don't know, maybe someday y'all will be teaching my grandkids how to crochet for me.
So Colleen, I want to
friends, you know, so I like to get to know people. I want to do collabs. I want to do crochet alongs and all that fun
it's
stuff.
hard to fit everything in, you know, because
Yeah.
there's times that it's like, you know, I want to do something and, you know, it takes me longer to get to it than what I was hoping or planning, or, you know, it can be hard to fit everything.
It is. Well, just trying to watch the new uploads from the channels that you're following can be an undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to stay, you know, up to date the best I can. And then I've got to be okay with going ahead and just doing what I'm going to do. Hey, enough. But they're not cooperating.
But I do want to thank you, Colleen, for coming live with me today. I enjoyed having you.
Well, thank you so much for having. I'm sorry I was minute by minute, but I'm glad I woke up on time.
And I want to thank everybody for coming to watch today. I enjoyed chatting with y'all, and I hope y'all had a good time with me. I hope I made y'all laugh some and put a smile on y'all faces. And I do want to thank those that will be watching the replay. And please leave a comment to let us know if you do watch the replay. And also feel free to answer any of the questions that we asked on today's live. Oh, I see Stephanie just joined us. Yeah, I'm wrapping up, Stephanie. But I hope you catch the replay. So yeah, I think that covers everything. So I hope y'all all have a fabulous Yorny day. Be the light, and bye.
Bye. Happy hooking.